Hello there everybody. If you're looking for more action in your Cardfight Vanguard playtesting, or maybe you need some singles to finish out that deck, feel free to check out Ultra Reality Games, aka ARG. There's a link in the description down below that will take you directly to their website where you will be able to find singles, articles, event information, and more. The ARG Circuit Series is still ongoing, so feel free to check out that website for the latest information, because who knows, maybe one of their regionals will be near your location. So feel free to check them out. Take care, guys.
What is up, YouTube? Team Gradelock here. I'm your host, Henrico, and I'm back with another King Ring segment. And I gotta say to all my wonderful fans out there, how's my wonderful fuckfaces in the world? Yes. Miss you, love you. Now I'm back here with another King of the Ring segment. If you don't know what the King of the Ring segment is, basically it's the top 5 cards, top 5 grade 3s, top 5 grade 2s, top 5 gen breaks, top 5 GRs, top 5 limit break cards. This one's going to be a top 5 break rides in the current meta for Cardfight Vanguard. Now the rules are simple. The rules are basically as these cards are listed as 1 through 5. 1 through 5. 1 being the best, 5 being the worst. How it works, how the rating systems work, and how I gathered all my information about it. Basically, is on how the consistency of the card, how the card stands alone by itself, how broken combos or whatever it can do, and then how the card does in the current meta or in the meta that was beforehand, or if it ever exploded in the current meta. And that's how I'm going to base it off by. Before I start anything, please keep in mind, this isn't like, oh, I'm definitely right, these are the best top 5, no matter what, you're wrong, blah, blah, blah. No. This is generally my opinion and information that I gathered from other people on their opinions. So I can be wrong, and I challenge anybody to challenge me on it, to challenge me saying I'm wrong. This card should be there, that card shouldn't be there, that card should be number 5, that card is terrible. I challenge anybody. This is the point of the video. I want to hear everyone's feedback on it. I want to hear everyone's thoughts on it. I could be wrong, I could be right, but I will never know unless you comment down below and let me know and start a conversation with me. I love having conversations with people. It's the best thing about this YouTube channel. I get to talk about how broken cards are, how the meta is, how anything is. I love having discussions, and like I said, that's the whole point of the King Ring segment. Alright, let's just get straight to it because I'm pretty sure I talked a little bit way too much. So let's go for number 5. Number 5 being, it's going to be Dauntless. Now the reason why this card is number 5 is that it's the first restanding break ride that we got of its kind, which is broken because in the meta beforehand, the first restanding Vanguard that we ever had was the End, and then after the End we got Dauntless, which was another restanding Vanguard. But in this case, it was more easier to restand a Vanguard instead of hitting, unlike the End. Dauntless, he has his own cross ride. Dauntless, its cost to break ride is discard 3 cards. There's no Counter Blast, which is good. Unfortunately, it had to be a Limit Break 4, which isn't hard. In the meta, this card was mainly seen during like the Transel Dragon format. A lot of people didn't play Transel that much, or a lot of people didn't play the break ride in Transel that much. And if you don't know who Transel Novell is, then I must be really old. But during that format, most people played in this deck because it was a break riding, restanding grade 4 Vanguard. It was broken. But like I said, it was the first of its kind to be a break ride that can restand on its own. So it's pretty decent. That's why this card is number 5. Now let's get on to number 4. Oh. Now this card, a lot of people hated me for it because if you saw my last video for top 5 limit breaks, there wasn't a card in there, and a lot of people disagreed with me. A lot of people said this card should have been in there, but this card definitely made it to this one, to this segment, to this King Ring, and it's going to be Dimensional Robo Daikaiser. Now, first let me start off by saying why I didn't put this in the top 5 limit breaks, unlike the other video. My reason is that he's a gamble. don't get me wrong. Again, he's another break ride, the first of his kind to have guard break. It's the first guard break we've ever gotten during the meta back then. People played him. A lot of deep pleas actually played him. Almost every deep pleas deck you saw that character in. Problem was, it's a gamble. You could run as many grade 3s in your deck, but come on guys, this is Vanguard. Of course we're not gonna drop check the cards that we always want, whenever we actually need it. So with that saying, that character isn't that consistent. I didn't see consistently, winning matches. I just saw it as a gamble. A lot of other people see it as a gamble, but it's still an amazing card if it goes off and if it works. Now that we have new grade 3s or limit breaks that get 3 drop checks, so you could break ride into that unit. I forgot its name. It's a dimensional robo unit that you can attack and get 3 drop checks, so you could increase your chances of drop checking in grade 3. If you guys know the name of it, please comment down below the name of it so I could look it up. But this one's gonna stay at number 4 because, like I said, consistency. It's really low on this card because, well, not really low. It's less than 50. Consistency is a huge matter of a card being a top 5. But with that, like I said, it's an amazing card. It's broken. It definitely, respectably, earned its right to be in top 5 break rides. But no matter what, it's still a gamble. And I mean, we all take gambles playing Cardfight Vanguard, right? Alright, number 3. This card, I was thinking about it. I didn't think it belonged in here, but after going online, seeing how the card actually played in his matches and seeing other people's opinions, I definitely see how this card makes it to the top 5 break rides. So number 3 is going to be Vert. Now, I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, you're an idiot. Oh my god, why are you picking a waifu in top 5 limit breaks? Yes, she's a waifu. She's somebody's waifu. I think so, maybe. But the reason why it's in the top 5 break rides is because the consistency is pretty good. The consistency is amazing. When you break ride, send back 2 units to your hand, and then you draw a card, and obviously Vanguard is plus 10. Now, the drawing part is pretty good. Returning 2 units back to the hand is even better. That's what prisms are mainly about, or any Bermuda Triangle deck. Their main player is just sending cards back to the hand. But recently, from the new Divas booster, I forgot the name of it, it came with a new stride, basically a vert stride. It's actually the first stride that has a limit break on it, which is actually, I think, pretty cool. But it's the first stride where, well, for Bermudas, where after the attacks, you could unflip a copy of itself. I think you have to send back 3 units back to your hand, or you have to call 3 units. I don't know, something like that. But its effect is basically after it attacks a Vanguard, you pay its cost, flip over a copy, you send that G unit face up back to the G zone, and then you can choose a grade 3 and write it on the Vanguard standing. So basically, if you have this as your current Vanguard, and if you stride after your stride unit attacks, then you could activate its effect, and then write a grade 3 over the Vert. It gets his break right off during the battle, and you can still attack with your Vanguard, which I think is pretty broken. And I also think it's the first of its kind also to have that combo. This is actually the first, yeah, I think so, right? Probably. If you guys don't know what the vert stride actually does, please go online and check on it. And if not, if you comment down below putting a link to the wiki website of the new vert stride, I would definitely appreciate that. It's, like I said, vert has consistency. It combos out really well, especially with Labrador if people are still playing prisms. Tony, hashtag Tony, I believe in you. Let's see what else. And I think that's pretty much it. It's a good break ride. It's a consistent break ride. Now for number 2, you guys are probably gonna hate me for this because this card was actually in the last video. Number 2 for limit breaks. It is Chatnor. Now before you hit that I hate you Henry button, my strong belief reason why it's number 2 is because Chadnor is still an amazing card. It is still in the current meta as we speak with Gladiators. It's an amazing grade 3. It's an amazing break ride. And now it's actually getting a stride, a new grade 3 and a stride that allows you to break ride and then stride, still keeping its effect when your break ride attacks your opponent's Vanguard, gets +4 and then draw a card. First of all, the consistency of the break ride is ridiculous. If you guys don't think drawing more than 3 cards isn't consistency, then I'm sorry. Then I don't know how you play this card game. But drawing cards and also getting power for it is pretty dope. Hashtag I'm sorry for my language. But the consistency for Chadnor is ridiculous. I think it's broken. I think it's actually 10 times better than Big Belly. The reason why I think it's 10 times better than Big Belly is because Chadnor doesn't require rear guards before you break ride or before you stride. Unlike for Big Belly requires you to have rear guards before you stride to get its effect off. So with that, Chadnor, no, it's 10 times more consistent than Big Belly and 10 times faster than Big Belly. That's what I'm saying. This card right now, it rightfully earns a spot in top 5 grade 3, in top 5 limit breaks. And I think it's number 2, just for the fact, like I said, it is consistent as hell. Drawing cards, getting power, probably ending my opponent right there in that turn. I'm sorry, that's it's broken. And for number 1, you guys are probably gonna hate me for this one too, because you guys probably saw this like a bunch of times. This one's going to AKA John. I'm a Canadian robot. You know who you are. Number 1 is going to be the Break Ride Night Mist, 7 Seas Night Mist. Now, you guys definitely saw this card in the current meta. Basically, when you break ride, call 2 units and they both get +5 each. Now, during the current meta, when you break ride, you could break ride into whatever you want, and then you can stride and still keep the 2 units that keep the +5. Now, consistency-wise, it's consistent enough because you're always gonna have cards in the grave or whatever cards you want in the grave for Grand Blue. So that consistency right there is good enough. As for break riding, Grand Blues have a 7 Seas unit where if it's in the grave, count +1, or if it's count +2, you could ride it on the Vanguard, and then their break ride goes off right there during the ride phase, by the way. So the consistency of break riding for this card is amazing. It's pretty much up there. And then calling 2 units that get +5 each is pretty broken because now a lot of Grand Blue cards, they get their effects off by being called from the grave, or they get their effects off by making magic numbers. As for an example, Necromancer or Necrolazy. They make magic numbers 17 or 21, I believe, and it's in the meta. I don't think 7 Seas are gonna not be in the meta for a while. I'm pretty sure they're gonna be in the meta for quite a long time. Especially now that we're also gonna get more Grand Blue stuff from the Rummy and Lambeth booster set. So I'm pretty, like I said, you're gonna see this card a lot. You're gonna keep seeing this card a lot. But it's definitely number 1. It's the best break ride that we've seen so far. It's the best break ride that's currently destroying the meta right now, and the best break ride that has consistency. Alright, so let's just recap with you guys for one more time. Number 5 is going to be Dauntless, first restanding break ride. Number 4 is going to be Die Kaiser, the first guard break gamble break ride. Third is going to be Vert, the amazing combos and plays break ride. Second is going to be Chadnor, the consistency, I draw a lot of cards break ride. And then number 1 is going to be Night Mist. I'm just destroying the meta break ride. As an honorable mention, it's not going to be top 5, but it's an honorable mention to say out there because I think this card I was thinking this card should have been in top 5 break rides, but it's not because it can't keep up with these cards, and mainly because it can't keep up with the meta. If there was number 6 to this, it would actually be Spinal Driver. Reason why I think Spinal Driver should be in top 5 break rides is because if you break ride, retire 2 units, draw 2 cards, and it gets a crit. First of all, the cost for this break ride is pretty high because you're retiring 2 units, but that's what Tachikazes do anyways. And then you draw 2 cards, which replaces those 2 cards that you just retired. And on top of that, your Vanguard gets +10 and a crit. So I think that's pretty broken if you ask me. And nowadays, Ancient Dragons or Tachikazes, they have units that come back from the grave when you retire them, so it does pretty good plays. The best play back then when I used to have this card was when you broke root into Dark Rex. Oh my god, that was such a broken play. If you guys don't know what Dark Rex is, then I hate you. I'm joking, I love you anyways. But Dark Rex was an amazing combo with this card. And recently, through Reckless Rampage, Tachikazes got not Tachikaze, Spinal Driver actually got a combo grade 3, which allows a loop every turn to break red with. Unfortunately, it came out way too late. I think like I said, it can't keep up with the current meta. I think it's a great card. It's just it can't keep up with the current meta. I'm sorry, Spinal Driver. You will be loved. And that's pretty much it. So if you like this video, please hit that like button. If you hate me, if you love me, if you want to say something good or bad about me, put comments down below. If you want to spread your opinions, put comments down below. I promise you I'll get back to you as soon as possible. I love talking to you guys. I love reading comments. I love writing comments. And before ending this video, please check out the description box down below for the ARG link. Hit that ARG link and I'll take you to the ARG website for ARG Circuit Series, ARG Singles, ARG Product, and they also have ARG Vanguard, Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic, all that stuff. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So guys, if you like, please subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, like if you haven't liked yet, comment if you love me or you hate me, and get ready for next month, because next month we're gonna have a King Ring segment, top 5 Gen Break 2s. Ah, I know you don't like that shit. Pardon my French. Alright, later YouTube. Peace.